How do brain breaks support learning in a classroom? Before researching this topic, I knew it was beneficial to take breaks throughout the day to help yourself stay focused. I also knew that every student looks forward to taking a break at recess. Most students would say recess is their favorite subject. I chose this topic because I wanted to know if brain breaks add to the educational content of what the students are learning, or if they are meant to gain students' attention and bring their focus back in while having fun. Every teacher will experience chaos in their classroom at some point. When we expect students to focus for a long period of time, they will get distracted and disrupt everyone's learning. Teachers often get frustrated and need a way to focus their students back in. I chose to research the benefits of brain breaks to see how they support learning or add to the chaos. I became interested in this topic when a student in Miss Gaynor's second grade classroom requested a timeout because he needed a brain break. He explained that his brain was tired and that he could no longer continue learning. As the noise level grew louder and more students stopped working, Miss Gaynor paused her instruction and gave the students time for a brain break. This topic became important to me because when I am a teacher, I want to be able to support all of my students' learning. When I think about classroom management in my future classroom, I want to use the most effective strategies that will benefit my students. Brain breaks are quick and effective activities that give a mental break to students so they can adjust their focus and mental state. Brain breaks help students activate, energize, and stimulate their brains. Research shows that structured physical movement can enhance our readiness for learning. When I watched my cooperating teacher and her students engage in a brain break, I was surprised to see how much fun they are and how they aren't necessarily directed towards learning. When I asked my teacher about brain breaks, she explained that her students need time to take a break, get the wiggles out, and focus back in. Brain breaks provide her students with that opportunity. She also uses brain breaks when she feels frustrated and wants to reset the tone of the lesson. Sometimes brain breaks help her students get excited about a lesson when they are bored or frustrated themselves. She finds most of her brain breaks from GoNoodle and uses them whenever her students get disruptive or distracted. When I was able to participate in a brain break, I found that getting up, having fun with my students, and releasing some energy helped me to regain my focus. The brain break I participated in was not directed towards anything we had been learning. It was purely fun, but helped support my learning as well as my students' learning by giving us the opportunity to refresh and recharge our brains. After the brain break, I noticed that my students were more focused on their work. Brain breaks don't always have to support learning by adding educational content to the lesson. They simply help eliminate distractions by getting students up and moving, which brings oxygen to their brains and helps them perform better academically. Physical activity in the classroom also supports students' social and emotional learning, which is linked to improved academic performance, cognitive ability, and behavior. Some brain breaks require physical movement, like dancing or Zumba. Some require deep thinking, and others are calming, such as classroom yoga. By watching, asking, and doing, I was able to come to the conclusion that brain breaks don't necessarily have to support learning by addressing the lesson content. Rather, they provide an opportunity for students to move around, release some energy, and have fun in the classroom. This, in turn, helps our students to be more successful in their academics. Brain breaks help teachers with classroom management, helps motivate students, encourages cooperation, refocuses students' attention, builds social skills, provides a creative outlet, and brings fun back into the classroom. I plan to continue my research on brain breaks by finding the most effective activities for my future students. I plan to gather more information on brain breaks from mentor teachers, my professors, and teachers around my school. I want to know which activities they find most successful and are most enjoyed by their students. I want to be able to provide my future students with fun and stimulating activities so they are able to be successful in my class. With the high amounts of stress students face, I want my students to have an outlet and a time to recharge their brains so that the most effective learning takes place in my classroom. I want to bring out the best in my students, as every great teacher does.